Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So, I am doing a bunny. A bunny. I haven't done one kind like this in quite some time. We'll see. We'll see if I do one like I'm thinking I'm doing one. You know, that kind of happens a lot with me, so we shall see. I'm just kind of doing the main body here, and then go back in and add some more elements to it, but get the main part in here. Oops, I went a little bit lower. Crazy. I went a little crazy with what I was doing right there, but that's okay. That's okay. So today felt long. We did pretty good, but we both were up. Owen, I woke up very early. It seems like I had my infusion yesterday. For those of you that are new, I had breast cancer. They got it. I've had chemo and then surgery and then radiation, and now I'm doing the maintenance infusions. And it's been a long journey. We're over a year here into this, and it's still still going on. So the maintenance infusions are not nearly as bad or as complicated or as whatever you want to call it as the chemo infusions. But with that being said, there's still a lot to them. So, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot going on with that. But like I said, the maintenance infusions are so much less now I'm in for it here. There was a bristle. I got it. I can't believe I got it. The maintenance infusions do not make me nearly as sick as the chemo ones. These are now to try to make sure that I don't get cancer back. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and I've completed 5 out of 11, and it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to this whole kind of process, and you know, it seems like it's never ending, like it just keeps happening. And I mean, you know, that's life, but it's a lot. And some days I'm a little more cranky about it than others. Today is just kind of one of those hard days because Owen is ready for me to not be doing these. And I can tell because, like, he wants me to have my hair back, and he wants, he doesn't understand completely when I don't feel good, or if there's certain things that just, because some days I'm just more tired than others. There's just, your body just goes through so many different things, and so he doesn't really understand about my hair still, even though it's been quite some time now since I've lost my hair. It's growing in, but it's not quick enough for him. And I had hair down to my waist. It was long and blonde hair. And now I have, very short, gray, peppered hair. And he has always been very interested in how my hair looks, and what in particular, the whole kit and caboodle with that. It's very hard for me not to have the quote unquote right color hair. And so that's been a big thing for him. And it's just, it's a lot for him to handle and deal with. This might get covered up in a second, but that's okay. We're getting him kind of in there. So it is truly a lot for Owen to understand, and for him to kind of still be dealing with and thinking about, and just it's he wants me to have long blonde hair again, and most likely right, who knows, I might end up dyeing it again or something, I don't know, but like right now it's just this gray, many grays, some whites in there, and that's a lot for him to handle. When he was younger, he would cry if I even took my hand and pulled my hair from one side of my head to the other side of my head. He literally would just go into huge meltdowns over something that you can't even, like, how do you even explain that? Just me literally moving my hair from one side of my head to the other would cause him traumatic. It was hours of meltdowns over that. And if I tried to wear my hair in a ponytail, or if I pulled my hair back like in a hat, or just, you name it. And I loved hats back then. I still do. And when I was diagnosed, I started immediately trying to get him to understand that I was going to lose my hair, and that I went through and started getting my hair cut very regularly, several inches at a time, because, like I said, it was at my waist. I knew my cancer journey wasn't really going to be about me. It was going to be more about how my son could handle all of this, and how to keep him kind of more in the moments, and not so upset about everything. And I just needed him to not constantly be in meltdowns because I needed him to be calm while everything else was happening. So, it was quite emotional about everything, but we got through the hair cuts, but it was still, then once we kind of went through that, then he now wants it to be done. He wants me to have my long blonde hair back, and he can't quite grasp why it's taking this long to get to that point. And I mean, I don't blame him. I don't. I'm not, honestly, I've had like shoulder length hair in the last 30 plus years, but I've not really had any shorter than that. And so when this all came about, it was quite a shock to even my system, because that, like, I never imagined I'd have this short of hair. It wasn't something I just never, it wasn't what I wanted, or wasn't what I thought I wanted. I don't know. But here we are, and like I said, who knows what my future will hold with how my hair will look, because I can't even think that, like, far ahead as to what, I mean, I would love for my hair to be long again and with all the extras, but who knows, who knows. So for now, we just keep moving forward. So we've been up, I think at some point I started that. We've been up since I was up about 3, and he woke up sometime around 4. All my times are blending together. And he, luckily he didn't scream at me last night, or this morning, whatever. It all feels like it's all night long anymore, so I don't even know what time is what time. But he didn't scream at me, and that always makes me extra happy, because the screaming is very hard. It's extremely hard to, like, process, and he doesn't understand that, like, he wants to, his version of being funny, if it's even that, I'm saying that, but he finds it funny, maybe that's a better way to explain it, like, to try to show videos of things people don't like. I mean, obviously there's somebody that does like them because they've posted them, but, like, he wants to watch somebody that's had their teeth knocked out by accident or something, like the brother sister has knocked the excuse me, other child's tooth out, like pulling it out for if they're loose for the ages or whatever, and that's just one of the many things. And so he thinks it's hilarious when someone says they don't want to see that. He makes sure that he shows it even more. And that's, like, it's hard, because I truly do not want to see somebody that is having teeth issues. I've got tons of teeth issues. I've never had great teeth, and it just is a problem. And so I don't want to see anyone struggling with teeth. I don't want to see anybody struggling with, anything. But it's hard for him to comprehend that someone doesn't want, well, it's hard for him to understand that it's not helping me or anyone else when he's showing us something that we don't want to see. He thinks it's funny that we're, cringing or not excited about something. So I don't know how to get him to understand that we don't do that. And I talked to him about that, like that we have to show kindness and grace to people and different things, but it's like one of those things that he doesn't really, it just doesn't, it doesn't sit there on him and say, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want that. But how do you explain it? So, oops. So anyways, that's he thinks it's funny when I cringe or someone else cringes when he's showing something like that. He likes eyeball videos as well, which is another thing to me that's just not my cup of tea, but he thinks they're funny. He watches a video of somebody that has the prosthetic, I don't know what it's called, the fake eyeballs, I wish I knew the right term, so sorry, I'm not saying it correctly. But he thinks he likes watching, and I think it's wonderful that people can get this, but there's so many different versions of it, and I'm like, I can't even handle when somebody wants to do a contact lens. I'm very squeamish about medical stuff. And so he, like I said, he finds it funny to watch me be squeamish. And so he ends up doing it more and more, and he, will show different people these things. And I've yet to find too many people that really want to watch them of my group of people, and he likes, like I said, all the dentist stuff, and I don't know. So anyways, but that's what I'm trying to work with him. It's just that when somebody asks you not to do something, that you have to respect them, and you may want to watch it, you may want to do it, but you have to respect the person that's saying, please, I'm begging you not to do it. And he thinks it's even funnier. So trying to figure out how to get your child to not think about something like that, not, I don't even know. And he knows, like, if there's things that I don't want to talk about for whatever reason, any of that kind of stuff, that is the thing that he will hold on to and continuously talk about. And I try to, redirect him to something that is interesting. And I tell him all the time, I tell him that he is absolutely amazing, and he has so many things that he can share, and he can talk about, and he can sing, and use some of those things. Don't keep focusing on the stuff that we don't want to be thinking about. And that, of course, doesn't interest him at all, so it's hard to it's hard to think how to redirect someone that he's brilliant. The dude's brilliant. So, you know, and you get tired of trying to redirect and trying to kind of, you know, keep changing everything about it, and it's just it's hard when I can't even imagine that, you know, he can't understand those things. Like, being kind to somebody is what I'm constantly, you know, trying to explain to him, that, you know, we as humans are, a lot of times we have bad days. We have things that are, you know, going wrong in our lives, or, you know, upsetting. I mean, I lost my brother several years ago, and just thinking about the hurt from losing my brother, I as soon as I thought about it, I'm like, I got goosebumps, because, you know, it's just so emotional. And, you know, he understands that Uncle Richard, as he calls him, my brother, is gone. You know, he understands in the grand, you know, theme there, but he doesn't, you know, it like, how does he really understand that, or does he really even understand it? And so just thinking about all of that, it's hard. So I want him to understand that we have to respect other people's emotions, because we don't always know what they're going through, or, you know, what they are facing in their lives. And he's come so far. I mean, he truly has made incredible strides. So I know he'll connect with this, and I know that eventually he'll understand that when somebody says, nope, I really don't want to see this, that maybe he'll actually, you know, listen about it. So, anyways, I think we are about there, because this mama is tired. We got a busy day tomorrow. He's got his therapy, but first, tomorrow morning, we're going with a new friend that's going to help between my cancer treatments, and I have to get a hip replacement. I'm about as slow as molasses, and I truly still want to let him go to the pool and to bowling and to different activities. So we have a friend that's gonna help us. So we're going out to breakfast tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna go bowling, and then his therapy in the afternoon. So I'm excited, because he'll be able to still do some activities and everything, and I can still go, but I'll be able to have help with him doing all the things. So anyways, okay, there's Bun. We're done with Bun. Okay, so I signed O for Owen, and then L and B. Somebody once told me, I shouldn't even share this, but they didn't like my signature. It took up too much space. They wanted me to put just, you know, my name, and really tiny, like me could possibly do a paint thing. I'd have to do it someplace else. But this truly means something to me, because Owen helps me with these backgrounds, and so this to me is just as much about our paintings and our story and us included together in these moments. So that is why this is so important to me, is because my baby is so important to me. So anyways, good night, Bun Bun. Thank you all for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.